Yeah, we can see the chat is lighting up with the clouds. That's the spirit. So before we jump into today's session, let's have a quick look at what we have achieved so far. So on first day we studied the cloud fundamentals. On the second day, compute service. On the third day, storage and database service. And yesterday we saw the networking service of AWS. So let's have a quick recap of yesterday's question. What do you all say? May I ask you a few questions? Simple question. What is a subnet in AWS? Is it a smaller network inside VPC? Or is it a separate AWS region or a cloud storage service or a EC2 instance? What is a subnet? It's a pretty easy question, right? A smaller network inside VPC. Okay. And which networking service helps you to connect a VPC to the internet? Can you name that service? The service that helps you to connect a VPC to the internet. Here are the options. Gateway. Right. So as you all know that whenever we have a application that is hosted onto AWS, then when lot of traffic is coming onto that application, we need to distribute that network traffic. So can you name the service which is responsible for distributing that traffic, network traffic? Can you name that service which is responsible for distributing the incoming application traffic? Load balancer, right? Elastic load balancing.
Okay,
Elastic load balancing.
yeah, route table is also right in a way, actually. Yeah, yeah. That is also a valid answer, honestly. That's great. That's great.
Okay. So you have moved one step closer to the AWS expertise, and trust me, guys, today's session will take things to the next level. Today we are going to study the security service in AWS. So let's dive into today's big learning moment. We are honored to have Mr. Himanshu Sangshetti. He is the AWS Cloud Captain and the President of AWS Cloud Club at PICT. He is also passionate for teaching cloud skills and he has a extensive experience in AWS also. He is someone who has been shaping the Cloud Club at PICT. So welcome, Himanshu.
Okay. Hello, hello, hello. बहुत I'm pretty sure you guys must have been tired seeing me every day. ये हमेशा आ जाता है, हर दिन आ जाता है. Meet start करते वक्त भी, end करते वक्त भी. But yes, let's have some fun today. We'll be studying a little bit about security services and AWS. थोड़ा सा recap भी कर लेंगे, as one of the person said. Recap was done, but yes. Is my screen visible? How is it? Oh, is it visible?
Yes.
Yep. यहाँ पे बॉक्स आ रहा है कहीं ऐसा कवर अप हो रहा है क्या? Anything else, anything like that?
सिक्योरिटी ऑन AWS इसमें दिख रहा है और वो इमेज.
हाँ ठीक है. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So yes, we'll be starting with security on AWS. Okay. How security is. Yeah. So like, what is the first thing that comes in your mind when you think about security on cloud? What do you think? I'll just switch on to the responses. मेरे को देखना है क्या चल रहा है. Anything? Security जब हम लोग बात करते हैं, what do you guys think about? You know, क्या दिमाग में क्या आता है सबसे पहले? Data security, nice. That's a good answer. और क्या क्या सिक्योर करना पड़ता है? Protection of data. Okay. Yes, data is one. Authentication. Yes. Really great. Authentication आता है. Anything else? Hardware and software level security. Wow. Yes. तुम लोग सब cover कर रहे हो basically what I have to cover today. But yes, preventing DDoS, authentication, SSL, that is a very nice answer. We'll be talking about that too. So DDoS आ गया, basically that is network level, authentication आ गया, authentication, identity level, SSL आ गया, web level आ गया. You talked about three types of services, security. So basically what I'm trying to say is these were the answers, nice answers. So there are different types of security when it comes to mind. सबसे पहले अभी like whenever we talk security, सबसे पहले data security comes in mind, but there are a lot of other security, things that need to be secured, okay, and which we will be seeing. So security services co, what we are going to do is we are going to break down to data security services, then instance security services, then web security services. There are a lot of services, okay, so we'll look into that. As you guys said, there are tons of security services, and if you want to break down into these security services, some are related to identity, some are related to network, some are related to data, some are related to detection of the security, and some are related to governance and compliance, that is for organizations. So basically अभी जैसे बोला identity बोला हम लोग, authorization authentication बोला, right? That is identity management. हम लोग अभी सिंपल सा वेबसाइट सोच लो, वेबसाइट पे हम लोग क्या रहता है, ये रहता है ना, गूगल साइन इन रहता है और ईमेल साइन इन. दैट इज द सिक्योरिटी. व्हाट इज दैट सिक्योरिटी? इज आइडेंटिटी, कि भाई तू कौन है. You should have a data, you should be eligible to actually go to that website. So that is the identity level, okay. फिर उसके बाद वो आइडेंटिटी तुम लोगों ने लॉग इन कर दिया वेबसाइट पे. सपोज अमेजोन का वेबसाइट, ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट है, तुम लोग अमेजोन पे लॉग इन कर दिया, ऑथेंटिकेशन हो गया. फिर उसके बाद तुम लोग का डेटा रहेगा, तुम लोग की विश लिस्ट रहेगी, तुम लोग का प्रीवियस ऑर्डर समरी रहेगा. वो तो सिक्योर रहना चाहिए. दैट शुडंट बी गोइंग आउट विद अदर गाइज, राइट, अदर पीपल. सो दैट इज डेटा लेवल सिक्योरिटी. Again, network level security, one of you guys talked about DDoS attack. So वो network level security में आता है basically, okay. So network को भी secure करना पड़ता है. And then we also need to monitor all these things that are happening. So वो detection and response में आता है. So is my screen shared? It's shared, right? Yes. So basically these are all the security services that are there. And what we'll do is today we'll drill down through each एक करके we'll drill down through layers. Okay, that's what we are gonna do. But first, before that, understand the types of cyber attacks. See, like हम लोग बोलते हैं ना कि like there is हाँ, वो सीआईडी में बोलता था वो बंदा. आई डोंट नो दैट गाइस नेम, बट वो नहीं, क्या कुछ तो गड़बड़े वाला वो बंदा. ही यूज्ड टू ऑलवेज से कि लाइक अगर तुम लोग को चोर को पकड़ना है तो पुलिस ने चोर की तरफ से सोचो कि चोर क्या करेगा, समथिंग सिमिलर टू दैट. कि लाइक अभी इफ यू वांट टू बी अ क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी गाय, देन यू हैव टू थिंक दैट द साइबर सिक्योरिटी वाला कैसे हैक करेगा तुम लोग का सिस्टम, एंड देन यू विल सिक्योर योर सिस्टम लाइक दैट. सो पहले क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी सीखने के पहले पहले सीखो कि कैसे अटैक कर सकते हो इसको, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को. सो फर्स्ट अटैक वुड बी अ फिशिंग अटैक, ओके. फिशिंग अटैक में क्या रहता है, हम लोग देर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल दैट ट्रिक people to reveal some secure sensitive information. Like abhi yahan pe I have given an example. A thief who is like a thief who is dressed like a delivery person. He asks you to open the door. Door open किया, एक दिया, सर पे मार दिया, तो गिर गया, तेरा सब सामान लेके भाग गया. So that something like that is a phishing attack. So phishing attack is something that they trick you to give you some sensitive information, and they use it for their benefits, and then they that is phishing. Again, the second attack is a malware attack. So malware attack is a malicious software that harms or spies on your system. तुम लोगों ने वायरसेस सुना रहेगा, वर्म सुना रहेगा, रैंसमवेयर सुना रहेगा. सो दिस ये तुम लोग के सिस्टम पे आता है. तुम लोग के अभी वो देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ एमसी कैफे एंड अ लॉट ऑफ क्या बोलते हैं, applications on your laptop, right, or your computer. So these protect from malware, okay. So malware are these. So उसमें अभी there is a very confusion कि like are viruses, worms and ransomware. These three terms are coming here together, but are they same? No, they are different. We'll talk about it later. But a poison candy that looks like harmless but gets you sick when you eat. वही बाहर का खाना, बेसिकली बाहर का खाना खा लिया, कुछ नहीं दिखने का, अच्छा अच्छा दिख रहा है, उसमें बहुत सारा कॉर्न स्टार्च था, घर पे आके पेट दुख रहा है something like that is malware. So it's like malicious kind of software. Again, the third would be denial of service. Denial of service, this attack is done. So basically what happens is, now if you have a website, if you have your own website, now what people do is, वो वेबसाइट हैंडल सम वेबसाइट कैन हैंडल सम अमाउंट ऑफ रिक्वेस्ट इट। तो क्या होता है, सपोज योर वेबसाइट कैन हैंडल ओनली अराउंड 100 रिक्वेस्ट पर सेकेंड, ओके। तो DDoS अटैक्स में क्या करते हैं, डिनायल ऑफ सर्विस अटैक्स में, व्हाट दे डू इज, दीज पीपल व्हाट दे ट्राई टू डू इज, they try to make request more than, like, make a lot of requests to a single website. So अभी बेसिक एक एग्जांपल दे दूं, SPPO अपना रहता है, राइट? There are a lot of, so SPPO में हम लोग, when we try to see the results for our SPPO platform, वो there are a lot of requests coming in, and क्या होता है, when there are a lot of requests, the server crashes. Okay, so that is something denial of service attack. Abhi we are not doing it purposely, denial of service attack. The SPPO server is just very, I don't know what should I say about that, but basically what these hackers do is, they have a lot of services, they have a lot of people who attack on the machine, on a website, and they break the website, and that's a denial of service attack, DOS. And distributed DOS क्या रहता है पता है क्या? Distributed मतलब वो लोग एक ही, they don't do it from a single IP, okay, single IP or single region, they do it from all over the world, so no one can actually even notice from where the attack is coming from. Okay, so that is denial of service, denial of service attack, and distributed denial of service attack. Okay, something like that. Man in the middle. So if you see यहाँ पे man in the middle, it is intercepting communication between two parties. So basically, it's something like you must have seen as a movies may, maybe you and me are on call together, and someone from between is hearing our calls, hearing our conversation. So that is something man in the middle attack is. Okay. Yeah, a mailman secretly reading and changing letters before delivering them. So basically what you do is, mailman क्या करेगा, he'll take the mail from you, he'll see the mail, he'll modify the mail, and he'll give it to the other person. So that is the man in the middle attack. Okay. Then there is SQL injection. So SQL injection attack is something that happens in, so basically whenever we have forms on our websites, forms रहता है, enter your name and all. So we can directly inject an SQL query out of it, SQL query in that form, and get a data, and get the database ka data directly. So that is something that is called an SQL injection. So writing extra instructions on a restaurant order slip to get free food. बेसिकली तुम लोग ये एग्जांपल दिया, यू कैन मे बी कुछ एक्स्ट्रा इंस्ट्रक्शंस लिख दिया एंड फ्री में ऑर्डर कर लिया फूड. सो दैट इज समथिंग, एसक्यूएल इंजेक्शन हैपेंस. ओके, एंड देन देयर इज लास्ट वन इज सोशल इंजीनियरिंग. सोशल इंजीनियरिंग मतलब मैनिपुलेटिंग पीपल इनटू गिविंग इन कॉन्फिडेंशियल इंफॉर्मेशन. अभी ये सबसे बड़ा एग्जांपल अपने नाना नानी है. नाना नानी, ओल्ड पीपल, उन लोगों को कॉल आता है, आपका कार्ड ब्लॉक हो गया है, आपको बैंक डिटेल्स देने पड़ेंगे, एंड ये लोग बैंक डिटेल्स दे देते हैं टेंशन में आके. एंड ये दिस इज समथिंग दैट दे आर मैनिपुलेटिंग. ओके, दिस इज प्योरली मैनिपुलेशन. सो जो भी एक मैनिपुलेशन के अटैक्स रहते हैं, दैट इज सोशल इंजीनियरिंग. एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी कांट स्टॉप सोशल इंजीनियरिंग attacks at all. That's what people are working on right now, but like none of the companies can do it क्योंकि it is an individual, it is based on individual person. बाकी सब तो ये websites वगैरह we can secure, but we can't secure this social engineering. नाना नानी को पढ़ाना पड़ेगा, बस थोड़ा educate करना पड़ेगा. नाना नानी नहीं, आजकल we even teenagers and all get into this, because it's a very sophisticated abhi, like hackers are also getting more sophisticated and more smart out of it. ठीक है. So these were the types of attacks. Just a recap. क्या क्या था? Phishing था. Phishing क्या था? What we were talking about phishing is really revealing sensitive data. You are getting the sensitive data. That is phishing. Malware वो इसमें होता है. On your um, basically it download हुआ कोई तो एक file download हुआ, and that causes a virus in your system. That is malware. Denial of service, you do a lot of request on your website to crash it. That is denial of service. Distributed matlab we do it across various regions. Okay, then it is man in the middle. You are in the middle between the receiver and sender. You modify the data. That is man in the middle. SQL injection, you inject an SQL query through the forms and get the data from the database directly. And social engineering, नाना नानी जो पढ़ते हैं इसमें स्कैम्स में, ओके, दीज वर द टाइप ऑफ अटैक्स. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ अदर अटैक्स टू. ओ हाँ, हम लोग इसके बारे में बात करने वाले थे. वायरसेस, वर्म्स एंड रैंसमवेयर, दीज ऑल आर डिफरेंट. सो बेसिकली ऐसे समझ लो, मालवेयर मालवेयर इज अ फैमिली. सो मालवेयर के नीचे आता है वायरसेस, आता है वर्म्स, आता है रैंसमवेयर, आता है. सो व्हाट अ वायरस इज ना, वायरस मतलब क्या रहता है कि एक फाइल से एसोसिएटेड रहता है. नाउ इफ यू डाउनलोड अ सस्पिशियस फाइल and you like, if you install a suspicious file from the internet and you download it, when you download it, then wo virus spreads and then your PC crashes. That is virus. Now worms क्या रहता है पता है क्या? You don't need to download any file for worms. Okay, when like basically जब install करोगे ना तुम लोग वो फाइल, बेसिकली गूगल से हम लोग क्रोम से जब इंस्टॉल करेंगे, यू डोंट इवन नीड टू डाउनलोड इट, इट विल डायरेक्टली स्टार्ट स्प्रेडिंग. दैट इज वर्म्स. एंड नाउ ransomware क्या रहता है पता है क्या? ransomware happens in companies. So basically what these hackers do is, these hackers hack the company data and they say कि send us maybe कुछ money बोलते हैं, send us maybe 10 lakhs and then we'll give your data back, or we'll delete it in 1 day. So that is ransomware. Okay, so these are different types of, you keep on hearing virus, worms, ransomware एक ही umbrella में, but there is a lot of differentiations between them. ठीक है, बन गए साइबर हैकर्स बन गए हो अभी के लिए, अभी के लिए बन गए हो. ठीक है, so let's go with learning security, how to be secure from these attacks. And what is the best way to learn? It is always to compare to real world. मेरे को कभी भी, if you want an advice, the best advice to learn anything, the best advice is compare it to your real world. Okay, the real world, or the world that is surrounding world besides around you, has everything to learn. Okay, तो लाइक अभी जो ये नेचर में चलता है तुम लोग का, और वॉट एवर यू डू, all has been like, there is a lot to learn. And if you try to thoda relate tech and non-tech, or like our daily life, what is happening, and the tech life jo bhi chal raha hai, if you try to relate that, there, tech is evolving based on the things that we do non-technically. Okay, so I'll be taking one instance today, so you can understand, and then try to think of other instances too. And there are a lot of beautiful instances which you can think about. Okay, um, so basically, let's take a building example. Okay, so let's learn about AWS security, or let's learn about security in general by comparing it to a security of a building. Okay, so you guys always see a security of building. You know how a building is secured. You see doors, you see you see scanners. Okay, there are, you see walls, but we never actually put a thought about it ki, okay, we have this building security, we can actually compare it to an application and keep your application secure like that only. क्योंकि like a building is secure क्योंकि there are a lot of things that have been done. वैसे ही application को भी तुम लोग secure बना सकते हो. Okay, so basically now let's compare it. So basically initially when you deploy your application on cloud, so it is similar to this building. What is this building? It doesn't has doors, it doesn't has windows, anyone can come in, access it, तो जो भी लेना है उसको ले लेंगे, and they'll run off. So initially your application on cloud is like that only. So now ऐसा समझ लो तुम लोग का virtual machine है, and on your virtual machine you have deployed your application. जैसे अभी what is the virtual machine for our in cloud AWS? We have EC2, right? So समझ लो we have a application deployed on EC2. तो वो initially ऐसा दिखेगा, literally ऐसा दिखेगा. Okay, and now you have to go on, keep on securing it. So अभी कैसे secure करेंगे? Now we saw these you know these slabs, right? Yeah, these slabs, or different types of layers. So we'll study this layer by layer. Okay, so let's go with the first layer. First layer क्या रहेगा? Network layer security. First we'll secure our network. Okay, basically your EC2 is here and EC2 is over the internet. This is internet. EC2 कहाँ पे है? EC2 is on cloud. What is on cloud? Is on what? Cloud is on internet. So basically your EC2 or your application is on internet. So first of all, secure your network. Okay, whatever network is there. एंड बेसिकली अभी बिल्डिंग से कंपेयर करते हैं. सो अभी तुम लोग का बिल्डिंग है, तुम लोग का खुद का बिल्डिंग है. ओके, ये तुम लोग का बिल्डिंग है, यू हैव योर ओन कंपनी. नाउ यू हैव टू सिक्योर अ कंपनी. सबसे पहले क्या करोगे? यू विल हैव अ गेट, राइट? सबसे पहले यू विल हैव द गेट एंड वॉल्स, राइट? तो वेन एवर यू हैव अ बिल्डिंग, यू क्या तुम लोग क्या बोलते हो? ओके, I'll make a wall, I'll make a gate, and I'll say, this is my area. No one can come in my area without my permission. That is what we do in cloud. So सबसे पहले you will put a wall, you will say this is my network. No one other than people I give access to can come into my network. So that is network level security. ठीक है? So अभी this is left side पे जो रहेगा तुम लोग का real world रहेगा, right side पे I'll be explaining about cloud, how it looks in cloud. This image might look overwhelming, but अभी we'll break down this image. Okay, इस image को break down करते हैं. सबसे पहले हम लोगों ने क्या किया, तुम लोगों ने we studied about this yesterday. So first what we have VPC, right? And then we have some public subnets, we have subnets, and there are public and private subnets. Okay, so basically what we do is ये जो है ये gate जो दिख रहा है, so this whatever walls we saw, okay, this wall is VPC. Okay, similarly अभी यहाँ VPC में हम लोगों ने क्या किया है, we have subnets. Subnets are again smaller walls. So building जब रहता है, there might be like 5-6 buildings, right? In your your company is very big, so तुम लोग के पास 5-6 building है. So even for the 5-6 building, there are some walls around it. Okay, so you can understand that as subnets. Okay, so VPC is your wall of the building. Subnets are again walls of your building, and your buildings are inside these walls. Okay, buildings are inside these walls. Abhi, let's talk about this. So यहाँ पे एक VPC है. These are public subnets that can be accessed by the internet, right? Private subnets can't be accessed by internet. Yesterday, Himanshu Golse took this, and I hope you guys listen to the lecture. Now, इसमें क्या है? I'll just go forward. यही है the same image. So here we have public, we have private subnets, and in the private subnets we have database here. Okay, we have database here, and we have our instances or EC2 here, EC2 here, EC2 here, instances here. So basically कैसा चलता है पता है क्या? This is called a three tier architecture. This is a very standard architecture. Whenever you go to corporates, this is kind of an architecture that they use. There is 2-tier architecture also. There is 3-tier architecture. 3-tier mein what we are doing is, यहाँ पे we have 1 tier, 2nd tier, 3 tier, 3rd tier, and 2nd tier is your instances. 3rd tier is your databases. And this is a NAT gateway. NAT gateway सुना था yesterday. And this is our internet gateway. Internet gateway connects you to the internet. Then it goes through the NAT gateway and it goes to the instances. Instances पे तुम लोग का ये रहता है application. And then what application does is application can access the database, fetch the data, come back, and run this, and then it goes to NAT and then goes to internet. This is how a 3-tier architecture works. Okay, so थोड़ा image overwhelming लगेगा तो but like क्या है basically हम लोग का ये इधर है. Okay, this is a building, this is our application. ठीक है, this is our application यहाँ पे. And what we did is we first created a network level security. Network level security के लिए what we did is we put a virtual private cloud. We talked about it yesterday, just a brief. Virtual private cloud, what was virtual private cloud does? It isolates your network. Okay, it isolates your network and all your resources are stored inside those networks. Okay. Now security groups and NACL. I'm pretty sure again yesterday we did this. Okay. So what were security groups? Security groups are used to secure the instances, right? And the network access control list were used to secure the subnets. Okay. And what we do is in this, we, secure the inbound and outbound rules, right? If you remember. So basically क्या secure किया? First of all, we put a wall here. Okay. We put a big wall here and we said कि ये हम लोग का building का area है. इसके अंदर हम लोग के resources है. इसके अंदर हम लोग के there are multiple buildings. And here we have the security group that is on instance level. And then we have a network access control list that is on subnet level, which will handle the inbound and outbound of both of them. Okay. This is the first layer. फर्स्ट लेयर समझा. फर्स्ट लेयर में हम लोगों ने क्या देखा? नेटवर्क लेयर देखा. नेटवर्क लेयर में क्या किया हम लोग का? बिल्डिंग था एंड वी सिक्योर्ड अ गेट एंड वॉल्स अराउंड इट. ठीक है, दिस वाज द फर्स्ट. एंड यहाँ पे व्हाट इज सिमिलर एनालॉजी क्या रहेगा? तुम लोग का गेट, तुम लोग का वॉल्स इज VPC and public and private subnets. Okay, and you use security groups for instance level, network ACLs for subnets level. Okay, this was the first layer. Again, question रहता है in context of security, why do you guys think it is necessary to divide the workflow among different machine and subnets? Basically, question what is saying is हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे क्यों किया फिर से again इतने सारे subnets क्यों बनाए हैं? Basically what is divide the workflow among different machines or subnets. So basically what it's trying to say is why did you make so many subnets? Why did you make so many machine? दो machine क्यों है? दो ये क्यों है? दो databases क्यों है? So subnets is very understandable, is like every say resource should be in different subnet. यहाँ पे दो क्यों है, दैट इज अ वेरी कॉमन क्वेश्चन ना. सी यहाँ पे एक एक फ्लो है, यहाँ पे दूसरा फ्लो है, तो व्हाई इज दिस देयर? So this is to ensure that if this ये चलना बंद हो गया, okay? So if this stops working, if this instance stops working, or if this instance get overloaded, this is present in a different region, ठीक है? This is present in one region, this is present in other region. So maybe this is present in तुम लोग का मुंबई का सर्वर पे रहेगा, okay? And this is present in नॉर्थ ईस्ट सर्वर रहेगा, मे बी वर्जीनिया का सर्वर है, दिस इज ऑन वर्जीनिया सर्वर. सो बेसिकली ऐसा हो सकता है कि देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ रिक्वेस्ट कमिंग टू द मुंबई सर्वर एंड मुंबई सर्वर इज कंप्लीटली ओवरलोडेड. ओके, तो वी कांट टेल द एसपीपी, जैसा हम लोग नहीं बोल सकते कि लाइक I don't know, man. My server is down now. We can't do that. Okay, that is only for SVPO. SVPO is anyways. So basically, you can't do that for here. So what you'll do is you'll route it to the other region. That is the Virginia region. Okay. So that's why that's why we isolate so much, and that's why we have so many different types of divisions. Okay. फर्स्ट था नेटवर्क लेवल, अभी एक्सेस लेयर. अभी फिर से बिल्डिंग का सोचो, ओके? अभी तुम लोग बिल्डिंग में जा रहे हो, व्हेन यू गो इन द बिल्डिंग, फर्स्ट यू गो थ्रू द गेट, ओके? एंड व्हेन यू गो थ्रू द गेट, देयर इज ऑलवेज अ वॉचमैन स्टैंडिंग देयर, एंड वॉचमैन बोलता है कार्ड दिखाओ भैया, आईडी कार्ड दिखाओ. सो व्हाई डज ही सी द आईडी कार्ड? ही सीज इफ यू हैव एक्सेस टू गो इन एंड, राइट? So that is the access layer security. What access layer security does is authorization and authentication. I am pretty sure you guys अभी बताया ना तुम लोगों ने कि authorization and authentication करते हैं. That is access layer security. So understanding it in a building, try to think. You must have gone in through a building, right? कोई भी बिल्डिंग, अभी पीआईसीटी पकड़ लो, वो बिल्डिंग नहीं है, दैट इज अ वेरी स्मॉल थिंग, बट वट एवर इट इज, पीआईसीटी समझ लो. इवन इन पीआईसीटी वी हैव अ गेट, ओके, ह्यूज गेट, यू नो एंड देन देर आर सम security guards always ki ID kahan pe hai, and we never have the IDs, and you're like अरे ये रह गया उधर. But anyways, so we have, there is someone to check your access if you are even allowed to enter this. Okay, so that is the access layer security. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे हम लोग security guard समझ गए. तो अभी इसमें भी क्लाउड पे भी if you remember, यहाँ पे क्या था previously? बस इधर तक था, ये बस हम लोगों ने what we had done is just network security था. But यहाँ पे now something else has been added. This is the access layer. So you just again try to understand it through an application. We have an application right here. So we'll say maybe we have an e-commerce application. Okay. So e-commerce application may, while accessing, when you access, immediately even it says to log in or sign up. Okay. So that is the access layer. Okay. So it checks if you even have the access to the website. And if you have, then only you can actually access the content of the website. Okay. So this is the access layer, and through what it is done, किससे किससे होता है? IAM and Amazon Cognito. Okay. So here you are a user. Amazon Cognito. What is Amazon Cognito? Amazon Cognito provides user authentication, authorization, and user pool management. Basically, this is the form. रहता है ना login sign up वाला. Okay, you guys must have implemented it through MongoDB also. If like second years, at least second years, not first years, but at least second years or third years must have implemented this from MongoDB. You create a sign up login page, and you take the OAuth, or you have a lot of tokens you can use. So Amazon Cognito is a service that you can use for that. So Amazon Cognito can be used for login and sign up. Okay. And when you do the login and sign up, when you do ki acha theek hai, now think as a company. Okay. It will see, now I'm the security guard. I'll see ki yes, he has an ID card. That is the login or sign up. Ki yes, he has an ID card. Now that security guy will see which building I have access to. Okay. Now you're in your premises, there are 5 buildings. Okay. And I'm a database administrator. So he'll see, okay, you are a database administrator. So you will go in building number 3. समझा? So that is what IAM does. IAM क्या करता है? It manages the accesses and permissions. Okay. So first of all, you'll get authenticated if you are even allowed to go there. Now he has, now the security guard has seen कि yes, you are allowed. But where are you allowed? And like how much access do you have? That is seen by the IAM. Okay. That is what IAM does. Okay. So basically, even in PICT, if you compare, maybe in PICT, teachers have access to the lifts, right? Students don't have access to the lift. So you can understand something like that. So it defines the access. The ID card defines your access. Ki, हाँ भाई, you can't access the lift, but the teachers can. So that is the access layer. Okay. समझा? I hope समझा. First क्या था? Network था. Network layer security था. And network layer, what we did is, which services we used? Virtual private cloud. We use subnets. We use security groups and we use network access controllers. Then क्या था? हम लोग gates and walls बना दिया. We entered in and now there was a watchman. And watchman said तुम लोग का ID दिखाओ, and that was access layer. And access layer, how we did it? Amazon Cognito for authentication authorization, and IAM for giving the user access and permissions. Okay, this was second layer. ठीक है? Hopefully समझ रहा है? थोड़ा it might be a little bit fast paced, but if you go through the PPT again, you'll definitely understand. Now, third is the web layer security. Okay, again, let's go through this analogy, the building analogy. Now, you entered the gate. Okay, now you showed the ID. Okay, you showed the ID ki, like, yes, I'm authenticated. Now when you go in, there is again doors. Okay, like अभी PST compare नहीं कर सकते because PST is not that huge, but now क्या रहता है? Basically, if you're going through a building, what happens is, it sees कि that guy sees कि yes, you can go in, and then there is again door पे security रहता है. Okay, door पे you have to either scan, or door pe you have to check your luggage, or some security of that sort. So door pe, main building ke door pe, there is some security. This was we were still in premises. Okay, यहाँ पे premises में we entered the gate, the watchman checked in, then we reached the building, and immediately when we reached the building, there is a huge door out there which we have to bypass through, and that is the web layer security. Okay, so what it does is it prevents unauthorized entry. So again, as I said, if you have 5 buildings in the premises, and like if you are only given access to the third building, you can't go to the second building. That is the web layer security. So how do we do this web layer security? We do this web layer security through Amazon WAF, Amazon Shield. ठीक है? Web layer security comes before access, क्योंकि वो वेब पे है. ठीक है? ऐसे समझ लो, तुम लोग का एप्लीकेशन खुल रहा है, यू हैव योर वेबसाइट, ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट, राइट? ई कॉमर्स वेबसाइट पहले तुम लोग का यूआरएल डालते हो ना? यस, तुम लोग का जो यूआरएल है उस पे वो वेब लेयर सिक्योरिटी लगता है. ओके, देन वो वेब लेयर सिक्योरिटी के बाद तुम लोग वो वेबसाइट खुलता है, एंड व्हेन द वेबसाइट ओपन्स, देन यू पुट इन योर गूगल साइन इन, राइट? तब then you sign in and then you access the content of the data. Okay, so web layer security is before access layer security. Okay, and how do you implement this? Using Amazon WAF and Amazon Shield. So what does Amazon WAF does? Amazon WAF protects your application from threats like SQL attack or cross-site scripting. Okay, so basically Amazon WAF is a kind of security service that covers through the network level, and it stops from SQL injection and cross-site scripting. So okay, these are the two attacks that it helps from. And Amazon Shield, what does Amazon Shield does is it prevents from the distributed denial of service attack, which you talked about, and yeah, basically इस पे रहता है. So what these two services do is net like ऊपर इस पे रहता है, वेबसाइट लेवल पे रहता है. Now अभी सपोज ऐसे ही समझो, अभी तुम लोग को you are a hacker and you want to do a DDoS attack. So what will you do is first you will attack on the URL, right? On the website URL. So this happens at a web level. Okay. So these act like the door, and they don't let them allow. ऐसा रियल वर्ल्ड में कंपेयर करना है, इफ यू वांट टू कंपेयर दिस विद रियल वर्ल्ड, सो Amazon Shield and Amazon WAF. So we can say यहाँ पे, okay, you have a door. Okay, how to explain this? Okay, हाँ. So we can explain it like this. So now you have door, and someone, a thief is trying to, he has made a fake key and he's trying to insert the fake key and enter. Basically वो SQL injection हुआ. So that is Amazon WAF. So what Amazon WAF is does कि वो बोलता है कि access denied. It doesn't allow the person to go in. ठीक है? So that is WAF. And Shield क्या रहेगा? Maybe there is some opposition party who came in कि like और ये सब तोड़ देंगे. They are like पूरा they have come with some sticks or something. But ऐसा group में आया है, but it doesn't allow, the door doesn't allow to let them in. So that is the DDoS attacks protection, and that these two services are Amazon WAF and Amazon Shield. Okay, so again क्या था? वेब लेयर सिक्योरिटी देखा हम लोगों ने. वेब लेयर सिक्योरिटी में क्या आया? Amazon WAF आया, Amazon Shield आया. ओके, लेट्स मूव नेक्स्ट वाला. checkpoint. Okay. In a construction analogy, what level of security does IAM represent? ठीक है, हम लोगों ने अभी बिल्डिंग का देखा, right? What does IAM do? In which level the IAM was? First door, second gate, third identity check, or fourth unprotected building. कौन सा था? Put in the answers. I'll be here, checking you guys. This was the question. Which level of security does IAM represent? डोर पे लगता है, और आईडी स्कैन पे लगता है, डोर और आईडी स्कैन पे लगता है, या गेट पे लगता है, वॉल्स पे लगता है, और इट इज द आइडेंटिटी चेक और इट इज द अनप्रोटेक्टेड बिल्डिंग. 2, गेट सिक्योरिटी एरिया. एनीवन एल्स? 3, आइडेंटिटी चेक. ओके, गेट. ओके, हाँ, कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है. सो गेट कहाँ पे था? गेट कहाँ था? एकदम बाहर था. ओके, ये सॉरी, गेट यहाँ पे था, एकदम बाहर. ओके, गेट पे क्या लगा हम लोगों ने? गेट पे क्या किया हम लोगों ने? गेट पे ये लगाया, वॉल्स एंड गेट्स लगाया, उस पे क्या हम लोगों ने यूज किया? वीपीसी यूज किया, सिक्योरिटी ग्रुप्स यूज किया, एनएसएल यूज किया. एंड देन गेट के अंदर आने के बाद क्या था? सिक्योरिटी गार्ड था, राइट? वो आइडेंटिटी चेक कर रहा था. एंड वो आइडेंटिटी चेक हम लोग कैसे कर रहे थे? Amazon कॉग्निटो एंड IAM से. ओके, सो कहाँ पे आता है आइडेंटिटी चेक? IAM वुड कम इन आइडेंटिटी चेक. ओके, दिस. ओके, confusion होता है, it's fine. We'll do a recap जल्दी से later on. I'll rush through this PPT first. So now instance layer security. Okay, again इसका analogy ले लो. Okay, building का. You entered the gate, then you showed your ID to the officer, and he was like, yes, you can enter in. You go to the building, then there is a door, then now door के अंदर तुम लोग चले गए. Now that building has multiple floors. Okay, that building has multiple floors and rooms to it, and every floor has a security guard, or every floor has a door where you have to scan in again, right? That is the instance layer security. हर एक instance पे लगता है वो, हर एक resource पे लगता है. So that is the instance layer security that happens. And now where are our instance? Our instances are here, and वो security कहाँ पे लगा? यहीं पे लगा. If you see, there is a very minor change. If you see here, there was nothing, and now we have put a small icon here. That's it. हम लोग where we did this, to the instance layer, and to the instance layer, how we act again, secure an instance layer through Amazon Systems Manager. Amazon Systems Manager, what it does is, basically on your instance, it applies patching, it applies configuration management, it applies instance monitoring, it checks कोई ऐसा attack आ रहा है कि instance पे an attack is coming, it stops that attack. It ensures that all the instances are available, if this is available, if the other instance is available. Okay, and it does regular patching too. There might be some corruption, corrupted instances too, in a way. So that is also handled by Amazon System Manager. And again, you also use IAM roles here too. IAM roles are used to, now who can access EC2s are also managed by IAM. Okay, so basically हर एक फ्लोर का सिक्योरिटी रहेगा. अभी बिल्डिंग के जाने के बाद, बिल्डिंग में एंटर करने के बाद, देयर वुड बी सिक्योरिटी एट एवरी फ्लोर, एंड दैट फ्लोर इज द इंस्टेंस लेयर सिक्योरिटी. ओके, वही फास्ट अगेन रिकैप, इफ यू वांट टू रिकैप क्या है था. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल गेट था, राइट? हम लोगों ने गेट लगाया था, नेटवर्क लेवल सिक्योरिटी, एंड दैट वाज हैंडल्ड बाय वीपीसी, सबनेट्स, सिक्योरिटी ग्रुप, NACL, राइट? अभी गेट के अंदर गए, गेट के अंदर आने के बाद क्या आता है? अपना गार्ड आता है. In guard, what the guard checks? Guard checks access. Okay, and access layer security. And for access, what services we use? Amazon Cognito, that is used for authentication and authorization. And IAM is used to give the access. Give user access. कितना access है तुम लोग के पास? Okay, so basically Amazon Cognito checks access है क्या? IAM checks कितना access है. Okay, then gate security guys checks, and then you go to the building, and वो building पे door पे you have to put scan your ID. That is the web layer security. Okay, and web layer security is handled by Amazon WAF, Amazon Shield. Amazon WAF, what WAF does, it protects from SQL injection. What Amazon Shield does, it protects from DDoS attacks. Okay, so it basically these two handle cyber security attacks at web layer. Okay, web layer आने के बाद क्या हुआ था? अभी तुम लोग क्या थे? डोर पे थे. तुम लोगों ने you entered the door of the you entered the building basically, and now when you entered the buildings there were multiple floors, and each floor has a security. So each floor was the instance. Okay, each instance or each resource has its own security, and that is done by Amazon Systems Manager. Okay, that manages all the instances, and IAM roles are used again. Okay, so now again सोचो, इन अभी तुम लोग एक फ्लोर पे आ गए. ओके, अभी सपोज तुम लोग फ्लोर नंबर 2 पे, तेरा ऑफिस है. नाउ यू केम इनटू फ्लोर नंबर 2. नाउ इसके आगे what drills down more. Now you have your own laptop, right? Laptop ka data is also very sensitive. Your laptop has sensitive data. So now it comes to data layer security. So basically we entered and pura. Okay, so like yahan se, if you even if you see this, if even if you see this application, you entered the web, then you checked access, you had access, jitna bhi access hai, then you passed through the internet gateway, then you went through the instances. Basically you went to the website. Okay, and now when you went to the website, you have to drill down more. And kahan pe jayega wo? Data. Now we have to secure our data. Okay, securing our data is done by these services: Amazon key management service and Amazon secrets management. Okay, we use these services for managing our data or the sensitive information. Okay, so now what these services are about. So Amazon Key Management Services enables encryption and secure management of keys. So basically, whenever you're developing an application, you have a lot of keys. Maybe API keys रहता है, or it's the OpenAI keys or whatever keys that you're using that are stored in key management services. Okay, we have a service, key management services, that and it is encrypted. All these keys वगैरह is encrypted. So basically क्या होता है, if you have an OpenAI key, okay, and you put it in key management service, it is there are some algorithms AES and DES. You'll be studying about it later. That is a little bit complicated. Don't get into it. So or RSA भी सुना रहेगा, or some of you guys must have heard about it. So what it does is, whatever string you have, maybe 10 words का string है, it converts it into 50 to 60 words का string, and that's how a key gets encrypted. That is called encryption basically. Okay, so that this and all these keys are stored securely using this encryption, and we have an encryption key, and jab decrypt karna hai, then you use the same encryption key or a different encryption key and decrypt it. Okay, so something like that. So key management services, all the keys are kept in Amazon Key Management Services. And what is Amazon Secrets Manager? So यहाँ पे API keys नहीं लिखना चाहिए था. यहाँ पे what we do is we store our credentials. Okay, so credentials में maybe your database का credentials, maybe your application credentials, or any other credentials. Maybe you have a Postgres का database. Okay, now your Postgres का database के लिए you have to add your host name, you have to add your DB name, you have to add your DB password. That is all stored in Secrets Manager. Okay, these two sound very similar, but basically what we do is Amazon Key Management Services may we put all the keys or whatever API data, API related data, we put it in Amazon Key Management Services. That is used in communication. Okay, API calls जो रखते हैं ना, calls में वो encryption and decryption is important. That's why you use Key Management Services. And Secrets Manager is used for your credentials basically. Database का credentials, maybe your any admin का credentials रहेगा इस website पे. So that is what key management services used for. Okay, so this was the data layer security. Okay, यहाँ पे data layer security कहाँ पे आ गया? Database was here, we just added here data layer security. Okay, if you see the previous, यहाँ पे कुछ security नहीं था. There was only security group at the instance level, but now we with the security group we also put these two. Okay, so to hide the sensitive data. ठीक है, नाउ डेटा लेयर हो गया. अभी नाउ वी हैव गॉन थ्रू द बिल्डिंग स्टार्ट टू एंड, पूरा बिल्डिंग में अंदर हो गया, एंड यू इवन सिक्योर्ड योर लैपटॉप. ठीक है, बट इवन आफ्टर डूइंग दैट there can be some problem or there can be some security issues. Maybe a thief comes in somehow at night, the thief comes and he breaks the glass door, अंदर आ गया, floor पे चढ़ गया, and he comes to your laptop and he steals your laptop. So basically इतना सारा security करके nothing happened, right? So for that we have to use monitoring. Now I'm pretty sure all the buildings, all the building premises, and even the floors and all are secured by CCTV cameras and alerts, and that is what monitoring is about. So what monitoring does is, in our application, let's compare it to our application. Monitoring क्या करेगा? It will monitor all the logs or whatever is happening over the internet or over the website. And if it detects anything suspicious, then it will again immediately block it. Maybe वो IP block हो जाएगा, that is what monitoring is all about. And now how do we do this monitoring? We have Amazon Guard Duty. So Amazon Guard Duty detects unauthorized behavior on your AWS environment. Okay, I'll explain the difference. And CloudTrail क्या करता है? Logs all the API activity. And Amazon Security Hub is a unified data. So let's understand this. So guard duty क्या रहता है? Guard duty क्या करता है? It detects anything suspicious in your AWS account. देखो, तुम लोग का AWS account क्या था? इधर था. तुम लोग का ये environment, तुम लोग के where are your resources? These are not your resources. These are the security services. Where are your resources? Your resources are here. Basically, this is your resources. And if what Amazon Guard Duty does is it finds if there is anything suspicious in those resources. Okay, इसमें कुछ suspicious activity हुआ, तो Amazon Guard Duty detects it. Now, what Amazon CloudTrail does? CloudTrail detects anything that covers the whole environment, not only the AWS account, but it covers the whole environment. Why? Because it logs all the API activity. कोई भी activity होने दो. User accessing a website, this user accessed this website from this IP. So it logs all the account. It creates logs, or it creates settings for all the activity that happens inside your AWS account or even outside the AWS account that is created. So CloudTrail, what it does is like it detects, okay. And then what Amazon Security Hub is about, it is complete hub basically, as the name sounds. You can use Guard Duty, you can use CloudTrail, sub kuch unified in one place. Okay, all the security alerts you can get it on one place, all the security breaches you can get it in one place. Okay, so this is what it is about. And with that, we started from an application that was over the internet, like not secure at all, and we reached out till here. So basically, your application was only this basically, and then we built up the whole security services around it, and we have successfully secured our application through this. Okay, so let's fast quick make recap करेंगे. And what was that? Let's go through this. First, क्या था? तुम लोग का building है. What you do when you're building, you put the gate and you put the walls. And how do we do this? We do this using VPC, security groups, network access, and subnets. Okay, so basically you are securing a network. ठीक है? Network secure कर दिया. Now you have secured your gate. Now gate में enter करने के बाद क्या आता है? Security guard आता है. And what it does is it asks for access. Access है क्या? Okay, that is access layer security. And how we do that? We do that using IAM. We do that using Cognito. What Cognito does is it पूछता है कि do you have access? Okay, and then if when it verifies IAM, what it does, कितना access है तेरे पास? Okay, so that is what IAM does. नाउ गेट के अंदर पहुंच गए. गेट के अंदर पहुंचने के बाद तुम लोग बिल्डिंग तक चले. एंड नाउ यू सी बिल्डिंग पे देयर इज अ डोर विद अ स्कैनर. यू हैव टू स्कैन टू ओपन द डोर. दैट इज द वेब लेयर सिक्योरिटी. नाउ व्हाट वेब लेयर सिक्योरिटी में देयर आर सम सर्विसेज दैट आर WAF, Amazon WAF and Amazon Shield. And what they do is they protect from SQL injection and DDoS attacks. Okay, now you entered the building and what happened? बहुत सारे floors थे. And every floor has its own security. So every floor is every resource on your in your application. So basically every instance. So instance level pe secure hoke. Okay. So that is what instance layer security. And how we do that? Using Amazon Systems Manager, which does the patching, which does ensuring configuration management. Okay. And IAM rules. Okay. IAM rules are used almost everywhere, honestly. So that is there. And now building के अंदर पहुंच गए तुम लोग. Floor के अंदर पहुंच गए. You went on to your second floor. You went on to your office and you opened your laptop. And laptop has all the sensitive data in it. Okay, the laptop had all the sensitive data. And how do you access is then you secure the sensitive data using these two services, Amazon Key Management and Amazon Secrets Manager. Key Management for storing keys, Secrets Manager for storing credentials. Okay, there is a thin line between these two. And everything is secured right now. But again, we'll secure premises all over using monitoring services. That is through these services. That is Guard Duty. Guard Duty checks in the AWS account. CloudTrail checks overall all the activity, and Security Hub is a unified resource to all the security services. Checkpoint 2. What does Amazon Secrets Manager do? देखो आंसर रीड करो, मैं थक गया अभी रीड करने के लिए. It is, I'll say it in short. It enables encryption. Second, it provides unified view of security. Third, it safeguards sensitive data like API keys. Or fourth, it prevents against DDoS attacks. What do you think? What does Amazon Secrets Manager do? I'll just go to that. Three, safeguard sensitive data. Okay. And you, yes, the correct answer is three. It safeguards sensitive data like database credentials. API keys is not the API keys you can store at in Amazon Secrets Manager, but the best way to do it is in doing it in key management services. I can explain it to you later, but वो Q&A में करते हैं because like we are running out of time. Okay. Yeah, and yes, with that we have successfully, secured our application. And there is only one more concept which I want to talk about as incident response. Okay, so incident response in AWS means detecting anything, any security incidents within your AWS environment, and then taking action against it. कोई भी कुछ security का ऐसा लगा कि like there is a problem in security that, and taking actions against it is called something called as incident response. And basic idea कैसे रहता है, in organizations how they do it, in companies. Okay, this is literally how they do it in companies. ये तुम लोग student level पे नहीं कर पाओगे. This is a little bit complicated, but what it does is we have multiple AWS organizations. They put AWS Cloud Trail. Whatever logs Cloud Trail creates is stored in Amazon S3. Okay, and it is stored in Amazon S3, and simple queue service रहता है. So you put all these logs in a queue, एंड ये स्प्लंक को सेंड करता है. स्प्लंक इज फॉर डेटा विजुअलाइजेशन. सो बेसिकली क्लाउड ट्रेल के लॉग्स हम लोग S3 में स्टोर करते हैं, एंड ऑल द stored logs are stored in a queue, passed through a queue, and that are passed to a Splunk. And again, there is Amazon Guard Duty that monitors your AWS environment. That is connected to Event Bridge that checks any event that is happening. Event Bridge मतलब क्या करता है? It captures any event. Maybe EC2 restarted, so that captures the event. It runs a lambda function ki, oh, this incident happened, and then again this goes to Splunk. And what does Splunk do? Splunk is used for data visualizations and creating charts dashboards. And so basically Splunk se then asset inventory banta hai, analyst will check this Splunk mein kya ho raha hai, Splunk ki jagah aur dusre bhi, there are a lot of services that can be used. So this is how organizations or like companies do the security management. Okay. And yes, we are at the end of the session. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can scan this QR code. You can always connect to me in general, and not only related to cloud, but if you have anything in general you need guidance about, and I'm not the person to actually ask for guidance, but at least I can help in my own way, how much ever knowledge I know. Yeah, you can connect out here, and thank you for joining in. We can have questions. If anyone has questions, they can put in through the chat. Um, Overwhelming हुआ रहेगा. There are a lot of services. Okay, I covered too much of services, but yeah. If you go through the PPT once again, I'm pretty sure you'll get it. And again, if you don't get it, you can DM me personally. I'll be there. Any questions? Thank you. Tell us about a little bit about Amazon Cognito. Okay. So Amazon Cognito क्या रहता है पे देखा? Basically, कैसे बताओ तुम लोग को? हाँ, I'll tell. Okay, so Amazon Cognito, whenever you go to our website, any website, okay, any website, it says login and sign up, right? कोई भी वेबसाइट पे there is a functionality of login and sign up, and that login and sign up का जो functionality है, that is what Amazon Cognito provides. So what Cognito does is authentication and authorization. So basically, how do you use it in applications? Amazon Cognito is literally like पूरा बना बनाया रहता है, and you just have to call an API. So basically मेरा एक Python का code रहता है, and what I do is I say Amazon Cognito, include this Amazon Cognito, And what it does is automatically it creates the whole page of login and sign up, and I don't have to do anything. Okay, and it handles all the authorization authentication by itself. That is what Amazon Cognito is about. Okay, how and what will be covered in next two sessions. Okay, next two sessions would be hands-on. Okay, now तुम लोगों ने बहुत सारे AWS security services देखे, and now you will be implementing this. And how would you implement this? So the most common problem is a website deployment problem. You guys must have be like website deploy कैसे करते हैं? You guys must be good at developing website but not deploying websites. So we would be deploying websites in three different ways. Okay, and that's what the hands-on is about. We'll be seeing deploying a website in two different ways tomorrow, and then on the last day we'll be seeing a website deploying using the other third way day after tomorrow. And in each of the deployment would be different. So first website deployment example would be on S3. S3 is a storage, but S3 can be used for deployment of websites. So we'll be seeing how to deploy a website on S3. That is the first hands-on. Second hands-on क्या रहेगा? Deploying your website on AWS Amplify. AWS Amplify is a PaaS service, platform as a service, which you can use to deploy websites on AWS easily by one click. Okay, so this would be the second hands-on. And third hands-on क्या करोगे? You saw the instances, right? You saw the EC2 wala, you created subnets, you created EC2, you created a database. So basically, you would be seeing deploying a website on EC2 with all this, network security and subnet security on the second day. That is the last hands-on. Okay, so these are three ways you can deploy a website. So we'll be seeing that. Okay. Anything else? Oh, also with this, we'll be having a quiz at the end for goodies. Do you need to have a website or will you be providing? Yes, we'll be providing you with a website code, sample website code. So you don't worry. What I advise you guys right now, this is needed to be mentioned. But what I advise you guys to right now is to create an AWS account. Okay, create your own AWS account right now. We'll be giving you some instructions tomorrow too. But क्या रहता है, for creating an AWS account, you need a credit card or a debit card. Okay, and it's fine. It doesn't take too much cost. एक दो रुपए लेता है वो for just checking if your bank account is actually even exist, if it's even real. But again, वो डेबिट कार्ड एंड क्रेडिट कार्ड का then you guys get confused, मेरे पास नहीं है और मेरे पेरेंट्स का है. तो try to set up your AWS account today itself. It's a very simple thing to do. Not too much, बस you have to provide your personal details and then एक बैंक से एक क्रेडिट कार्ड या डेबिट कार्ड कनेक्ट करना पड़ता है. Okay, so do that today. You'll be doing it tomorrow too, but again it will take a lot of time and you guys might get stuck, so it is better to do it today itself. Okay, we broadly know about the services and how they work, but we don't know how to use them. So where can we learn these services with application? Yes. So abhi these services you learn. So abhi hands-on karo. Hands-on mein we would be using at least 10 services. At least 10 services. Yes. So at least 10 services we'll be using. Then you'll get the basic gist on how to use these services. These services are very easy to use. So like हम लोग क्या करते हैं, एक Amazon console रहता है and अच्छा, I'll just share it better. Wait, like समझ लो, देख ही लो ना पूरा. इसमें um, I think हाँ मैं अभी देख रहा था ये. दिख रहा है? Are you able to see the screen? Can you see this वाला screen? The AWS console? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
yes, so this is your console, how this console looks like. तो यहाँ पे तुम लोग का ये रहता है, like whatever services are there and applications यहाँ पे दिखता है. Okay, and there is like other services too. But anyways, how do we see these services? If you go here and if you see all the services, these are the services. Now you saw compute, okay? Compute देखा, containers नहीं देखा, that is again, but storage देखा, database देखा, and today we saw security services, we saw Cognito, we saw secrets manager, guard duty. And how this is literally one click deployment. Okay, so now तुम लोग को S3 बनाना है. S3 का देखा है, जो S3 फिर से नहीं करते हैं. EC2 बनाना है. So what you do is बेसिकली तुम लोग को वर्चुअल मशीन बनाना है. तो वर्चुअल मशीन कैसे बनाओगे? अभी मेरे पास 3 वर्चुअल मशीन चल रहे हैं यहाँ पे. तो लाइक दिस आई हैड क्रिएटेड दिस. एकदम इजी है. सो व्हाट यू डू इज यू क्लिक ऑन लॉन्च इंस्टेंस. you बोलो ट्रायल सर्वर है. ओके, ट्रायल सर्वर. एंड यहाँ पे वी हैव डिफरेंट डिफरेंट. अभी तुम लोग का यू कैन क्रिएट अ इंस्टेंस मे बी लिनक्स का बना सकते हो, मैक बना सकते हो, उबुंटू बना सकते हो, कोई भी चाहिए तुम लोग बना सकते हो इसको से. ओके, अभी आई जस्ट गो विथ लिनक्स. ओके, लिनक्स इज द स्टैंडर्ड वन. ओके, even यहाँ पे लिनक्स में भी you can choose the different types of Linux you want to use. There are a lot of 2023 वाला है, 2019 वाला है. लेट्स कीप इट सेम जो भी है. उसके बाद इंस्टेंस टाइप तुम लोगों को कितना कैपेसिटी चाहिए. अब ये वाला दिस वन इज 1 CPU 1 GIB मेमोरी एंड इसके साथ और एक्स्ट्रा देते हैं बट लाइक ठीक है. सो दिस इज T2 माइक्रो इंस्टेंस. इफ यू वांट अ ह्यूज इंस्टेंस देन यू कैन गो फॉर T2 लार्ज इंस्टेंस. तो यहाँ पे 4 CPUs है, 16 GB मेमोरी है. और यू कैन गो फॉर मोर लार्जर वंस, 48 CPUs और 96 GB memory. These are the futures, but like let's go with this. This is in free tier. Free tier matlab there is some limit to which you can use it for free. Okay, then इसके बाद की पेयर यूज करते हो. की पेयर टू चेक हाउ टू लॉग इन. तो ये हम लोग लोकली लॉग इन कर सकते हैं थ्रू दिस की पेयर. एंड देन हियर वी सिलेक्ट द नेटवर्क. अभी हम लोग के पास हम लोगों ने बोला ना VPC चूज कर सकते हैं. देन उसके बाद सबनेट चूज कर सकते हैं. IP चूज कर सकते हैं. सिक्योरिटी ग्रुप चूज कर सकते हैं. सिक्योरिटी ग्रुप, यू रिमेंबर द ग्रुप which was about. एंड देन यहाँ पे ऑल्सो यू कैन कॉन्फ़िगर द स्टोरेज, हाउ मच स्टोरेज यू वांट. अभी दिस इज 8 GB का के लिए अभी इट्स फाइन. तो 8 GB रखते हैं. तुम लोगों ने EBS सुना रहेगा, राइट? Mayuri taught about EBS. So this is the EBS volume. We add a volume to each of the instances. Okay. So I think ये default रखते हैं, सब कुछ default रखते हैं, ठीक है? And launch करते हैं instances. And that's it. इस इतने में it was just one click readable. तुम लोग को कोई coding नहीं लगता है. And without that you created a instance of yourself. Okay. If you search through here, initialize हो रहा है. But yes, you can initialize it and then what it does is अभी टाइम लगता है इसको इनिशियलाइज होने को, एटलीस्ट 1-2 मिनट. बट अगेन लेट्स आई गिव एन एग्जांपल. मे बी अभी सपोज ये बैस्टियन होस्ट मेरे पास था. यू कैन कनेक्ट टू दिस इंस्टेंस यूजिंग EC2 इंस्टेंस कनेक्ट. SSH से कर सकते हो ना. EC2 इंस्टेंस कनेक्ट में कनेक्ट बोला तो दैट्स इट. यू आर इनसाइड द VM. यू कैन नाउ तुम लोग कोई भी कमांड कर सकते हो. मे बी तुम लोग का गिटहब का कोई क्लोन कर सकते हो. तुम लोग कोई ऐप इंस्टॉल कर सकते हो यहाँ पे. दैट इज हाउ इजी इट इज. ओके. एंड या सो लाइक तुम लोग को सर्विसेज समझ गए ना एक बार. इट इज वेरी इजी टू यूज. यू डोंट नीड टू ऐसे कुछ हार्ड एंड फास्ट तुम लोग को समझने की जरूरत है ही नहीं. नाउ अगेन S3 तुम लोग को करना है. S3 खोलोगे, similar है literally. Like there is no coding to do or there is nothing hard coded. You just have to understand how these things work. S3 तुम लोग बोलोगे, कुछ भी बोल दो. ये बकेट है, तुम लोग ACL डिसेबल कर दो, मे बी ब्लॉक मत करो. एंड दैट्स इट. क्रिएट बकेट. अच्छा, क्रिएट बकेट एंड बन गया. दैट्स इट. वन क्लिक. दैट्स हाउ इजी इट इज. ओके. Anything else? Is there any charges on making AWS account? 2 रुपए. 2 रुपए तो चल जाएंगे ना. 2 रुपए लगेंगे. They just do that to check and I think they give it back to, I don't know, but 2 रुपए चल जाते हैं यार. 2 रुपए चल जाते हैं. तो हाँ, चार्जेस नहीं है अकाउंट यूज करने के लिए. नहीं, AWS सर्विसेज जब यूज करते हो ना, बी वेरी यू नो careful क्योंकि some services are charged. Okay, so there is a lot of charges that you can incur, so थोड़ा be mindful about that and use it. Would you guide us to stay in free tier so our card doesn't get charged tomorrow? Yes, I got my 2 rupees back. Okay, nice. So whatever we are gonna do hands on में, the first and second day would not need any would not need any charges no matter what you do. Third day, next day जो करेंगे, second day जो करेंगे, EC2 वगैरह gets charged, but there is a limit. Okay, now EC2 का कैसे है, you get 750 hours of free instances. So instance can run for 750 hours for free every month. So yes, we'll tell you how to delete all the things so that you don't get charged. Don't worry. तुम लोग को charge लगेगा नहीं. Don't worry. एंड इवन तुम लोग को चार्ज लगाना सर, AWS इज नॉट टू स्टिंजी, वो नहीं बोलेगा कि भाई तूने 5 रुपए तेरा भरा नहीं, 10 रुपए भरा नहीं, भर ले, दैट डजंट हैपन, सो डोंट वरी. ओके. एनीथिंग एल्स, कुछ कुछ बचता नहीं? Yes, okay. Then I think we can wrap up. Over to you, Shraddha.
Thank you, Himanshu, for breaking the fundamentals in such an easy manner. Do we have any more questions? Okay. So I'll share the hashtag that you can use to share your experience on LinkedIn or other socials. Just a second. Yeah. So don't forget to complete this challenge. Stay consistent in your cloud journey and share your experience using the hashtag that is shown on the screen. See you all tomorrow for another exciting session. Same time, same place. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep reaching for the cloud. Thank you.